Welcome back to another video. This time we're going to talk about why it's so difficult to leave the cycle of incarnations and what are the conditions and rules for doing so. For some, this means leaving what some call the wheel of samsara, and for others it means leaving the matrix. So stay a few minutes and learn about the relationship between this and the etheric contracts mentioned in the previous video, which we watched thanks to Interdimensional Vision. Why is it so difficult to leave the cycle of reincarnation? As we saw in the previous video, we are now in a private creation with its own established rules. When we enter incarnation, a contract is made to begin experiencing life. As fractals of consciousness, we cannot leave the astral dimension by disincarnating whenever we please without having met certain conditions, which I will discuss at the end of this video. Additionally, for each lifetime, many establish several contracts where they specify benefits they wish to experience in each lifetime. Does this mean that absolutely everything in our lives is specified in the contracts? The answer is no. Only certain situations that you yourself have chosen to benefit from in your life. There are no contracts to experience negative things in your life. These are generally consequences of our actions or ways in which the Archon charges you for the contract you established with him. The negative situations we go through also become an incentive for some to establish contracts, inciting them to resort to petitioning entities through religion or spirituality to escape the problematic situation. In this way, the Archons encourage people to enter into more and more contracts. Each contract is like an energetic link that binds you to the entities that administer this space and system of cyclical reincarnations. Generally, the essences of light that are on Earth are imprisoned due to the accumulation of contracts, or they come already imprisoned from another planetary system. Even if your essence isn't yet in that state, if it has a contract, it can't escape and completely leave the space where incarnations occur. It's part of the rules of this space that we, as invited external beings, must abide by. It's not possible to leave if you have outstanding accounts to pay to these Archons. So, etheric contracts are like an anchor for the creative essence that has a fractal incarnating. In addition to etheric contracts, there are implants and energetic bonds. We will detail these topics in the following videos. Each implant and bond drains our energy and also anchors us, keeping us within this creation. The contracts, implants, and energetic bonds must be cancelled and eliminated in order to remove everything that keeps us within this private space, the reincarnation zone. Complying with these rules and conditions of this same space is the only way to escape the cycle of reincarnations, and therefore to leave the matrix. If a human remains asleep, unaware of what happens in the other dimensions due to the blockage of our ancestral memory and also due to the interference in communication with our true selves to which we are subjected, it is inevitable to become trapped in an almost infinite cycle of reincarnations, since we will never know what the rules or conditions necessary to escape are. It's like being trapped in a game for which we don't know the instructions on how to play, but we must complete it to escape. But first, we need to be aware that we are in that game and know the rules to be able to finish it. That is why it is necessary to awaken from that state and become aware of our own power, the power we have as creator essences, the power of your light. Gaining this type of knowledge is the beginning of this entire process. Listening to your intuition and not closing yourself off to this possibility is also the key to understanding the situation you are in as a physical being and as an essence of light. How can we get out of the cycle? As we've seen, everything begins with becoming aware of the situation and being aware of all the tricks and schemes of this creation that keep us stuck so that we give it infinite energy to sustain and expand it. Can contracts, implants, and energetic ties be eliminated? Yes, they can be eliminated. Generally, you as an essence of light and you as an etheric being are the ones who do this. They are energetic interferences that must be eliminated from the etheric dimension, but they must have been ordered by the physical being, directly or indirectly. To achieve this, it must be done with techniques such as remote viewing. But all these actions begin with the incentive of the incarnated part. That is, you. That's why your current life is important. If you've reached this part of the video, you have even more reason to do so because you already have the initial knowledge to begin removing all the anchors you have. How can we do it? Well, that's a topic for other videos, so as not to make this one too long. If I cancel and eliminate all contracts, implants, and energy ties, is that enough to stop incarnating and break out of the cycle of reincarnation? Yes. But you must also have detached yourself from your physical body, that is, disincarnated. That way, you can choose between staying to continue testing and going through the same thing again, or returning to the higher spaces of expansion, where we usually remain as essences when we are not incarnating. Here, you could even create your own creation or universe. The possibilities are endless, since the essences of light have the power to make it possible and much more. That's why it's important that you, as an incarnated part, as an etheric being and as essence, be in coherence and determined to leave this matrix and never return if that is your wish. Well, I hope this post was helpful. Share it if you liked it, so together we can help spread this important information for human beings. See you in the next video.